From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. We told you at 5:30 yesterday that an accused killer's brother was charged with witness intimidation by Hazleton City Police, and now his sister is also facing charges. Denny MAURA was charged Sunday evening with threatening violence from the Crips street gang for anyone who testified against his brother. That brother is 26-year-old Rafael MAURA POLANCO. His sister Hilda MAURA POLANCO was charged with 2 counts of intimidation of witnesses or victims at District Judge Zola's office last night. Rafael was accused of the murder of 35-year-old Jorge Marano, who was shot and killed on 4th and Alter Street after what police are calling a fight that broke out in a vacant lot on Alter Street between 4th and 5th Streets. Arrest papers state MAURA POLANCO told an informant that she was going to do something crazy like her brother did. She is in county prison without bail. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis has asked for a change of venue for the homicide preliminary hearing of Rafael MAURA POLANCO. She wants to move it from District Judge Joseph Zola's courtroom on Broad Street to the county courthouse. She cites security concerns and a conflict of interest. The request states that the security concerns are uncovered during the murder investigation. It also pointed out that MAURA POLANCO's 2 siblings are in jail for allegedly threatening street gang violence against witnesses. The conflict court papers list that Zola's son, Daniel Zola, is a prosecutor in the case. MAURA POLANCO, known by the street name Max, is charged with homicide in what city police call the execution of 35-year-old Jorge Marano on the 4th and Alter Streets on June 11th. 1 person is dead following an ATV crash in Rush Township last night. According to Rush Township Police, they were called to the crash around 4:30 p.m. on Marion Avenue, just north of Henkel Road in the township. They found 54-year-old Daniel Pupko and his ATV in the northbound lane of Marion Avenue. Daniel's brother, 56-year-old Stephen Pupko, was the passenger on the 1984 Yamaha ATV. Both Daniel and Stephen lived on Greer Avenue in Greer City. Stephen was not injured. The pair had just left the Quakake American Legion, and police say that alcohol did play a role in the accident. Police were able to confirm that Daniel was the driver from witnesses that lived nearby. The pair were traveling south on Marion Avenue. For an unknown reason, Daniel lost control, flipping the ATV. Daniel was pronounced dead on the scene by Schuylkill County Coroner. Klein Township Police, along with fire police from hometown, assisted at the scene. The 3rd and final suspect wanted in an October kidnapping and attempted homicide case has been captured. 25-year-old Nigel Taylor was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals and the New York City Police Department Fugitive Task Force. Taylor, along with 31-year-old Jerome Moore and 21-year-old Chloe Isaacs, are all behind bars charged with alleged kidnapping, assault, and attempted murder. According to police, state troopers discovered a, quote, naked and bloody female in Bear Creek Township on October 5th. The victim was found with a 3-inch laceration from her throat to her ear. Police say the suspects then placed her in a barrel for 4 hours before she was put inside a trunk and taken to Bear Creek Township. Taylor and Moore are charged with attempted homicide, conspiring to commit homicide, aggravated assault, kidnapping, among similar charges. Isaacs was charged with kidnapping, unlawful restraint, simple assault, among similar charges. Taylor is being held in New York City pending his extradition to Pennsylvania. The former Hotel Sterling site in Wilkes-Barre may soon be experiencing a transformation. The city of Wilkes-Barre is searching for a developer to create a residential and mixed-use development. City officials would like to see restaurants, retail stores, and hotel space on the ground levels, along with residential living quarters on the upper floors. The 2-acre site is located at West Market and North River Streets. Developers must submit final proposals to the city by August 21st. If a new bill in Harrisburg called Ride on Red passes, motorists may no longer be stuck in an intersection waiting for a red light to change. The Pennsylvania House Transportation Committee passed the amendment to the bill on Monday. It would give drivers the option to proceed through the red light with caution when traffic signals are unresponsive. There is no wording in the bill that states how long the driver must wait before traveling through the light. In the beginning, the bill was intended for motorcyclists because they are not large enough to trigger the traffic light to change. A traffic light that is not changing due to smaller vehicles is not considered inoperable. Today is the anniversary of the day many in the Wyoming Valley will never forget. It was on this day in 1972, Tropical Storm Agnes stormed into the region, pushing the Susquehanna River over its banks and crashing into the Wyoming Valley. Over the next several days, Agnes displaced over 200,000 people and caused untold millions of dollars in damage. When the floodwaters receded, the valley was covered by a thick layer of smelly mud, which can still be smelled in some basements. It was the worst flooding of the Susquehanna River on record, beating the well-remembered floods of 1936 and 1902. But flooding wasn't confined to the valley. It was devastating as far west as Danville and as far south as Sunbury and Harrisburg. All told, Agnes caused over $2 billion worth of damage in Pennsylvania, and that's in 1972. It would equate to about $15 billion today. Nanticoke wants out of Act 47, and all it needs is the approval of the Department of Community Economic Development to get out. Act 47 is the state's Distressed Municipalities Act. Nanticoke's been under it for 9 years. But at a hearing late night in City Hall, the Pennsylvania Economy League, the recovery coordinator, agreed the city has done what it needed to do to get out of the distress. If and when the exit request is granted, Nanticoke will become the first city in the state to get out of Act 47. West Hazelton and Shenandoah, both boroughs, also went through Act 47. There may be a state house vote on a proposed medical marijuana bill sooner rather than later. Suburban Philadelphia State Representative Nick Michelari says he's filed a rarely used maneuver to get the bill out of committee and onto the House floor for a vote. Michelari filed a discharge resolution, sometimes called a discharge petition. That's a move which could force the bill out of committee and onto the floor for a vote. The bill is in front of the House Health Committee right now. Chairman Matt Baker is also against the bill. He's refused to call for a committee vote. Committee passage is required to get a bill onto the House for a vote under normal conditions. The discharge petition would get around that. The bill has already passed the Senate by a wide 50-7 vote. It does not allow marijuana smoking, but it does legalize pills and oils made with cannabis when prescribed by a doctor. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection will be holding a public hearing on a power plant scheduled to be built in Salem Township. The meeting is set for July 7th from 6 until 9 p.m. at the Berwick High School. Salem Township supervisors approved a zoning permit last year for the $850 million natural gas-fired power plant. It will be located on 150 acres along Mingle Inn Road on Route 11. Moxie Freedom Energy LLC of Virginia plans to fuel the plant with natural gas from the Marcellus Shale. The hearing will not be a question and answer session. The public can only provide testimony. Comments can be mailed to an address. Submissions have to be received by 4 p.m. on July 17th. Hundreds of new jobs are up for the taking due to customer demand at Amazon's Hazelton facility. Qualified candidates may leave with a same-day job offer at Amazon. Amazon's local fulfillment center in the Humboldt Industrial Park will be hosting an in-person hiring event Wednesday, June 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Best Western Hotel on North Church Street in Hazel Township. Those who are hired will be immediately eligible for comprehensive benefit that includes health insurance, a 401k with 50% match, bonuses, company stock awards, and a network of support to ensure employees succeed. Again, the Amazon hiring event will take place tomorrow, June 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Best Western Hotel on North Church Street in Hazel Township. Time now for a first look at our forecast. We saw more rain today, but how much more can we expect for the rest of the week? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Well, we had the showers and thunderstorms moving through our area, some of them packing a pretty good punch. They continue to make their way toward the east, and quite a bit of lightning strikes associated with these thunderstorms. Now, there's some clearing as you head out toward the west, and we're going to be looking at that clearing as we head through this evening. Still some pretty good storms down through the Lehighton area, out through Long Pond, and one just to the right in between, say, the Cunningham and the Hazelton area, and then behind that, really not much going on. Another cell up toward the Tunkhannock region. Temperature-wise, 82 in Tunkhannock, 80 in Bloomsburg, 78 in Danville, 82 degrees in Berwick. You walk outside, it's been very humid in the air. That's because these dew point numbers were in the 60s and 70s. Watch these numbers drop tonight, and tomorrow they're only going to be in the 50s and 40s. Anything under 60, you walk outside when those numbers are that low, it feels comfortable. You really don't even feel any humidity in the air. So more pleasant conditions on the way for tomorrow. I'll explain with the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, firefighters and other volunteers are reaching out to the public to help a family displaced by a fire in Hazelton. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will be back with a full look at our upcoming forecast. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way only on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News, Greater Hazelton's only local news broadcast with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Kristen Bazinski, weather with Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Penn State is right here in the Hazelton area.
We're top ranked by corporate recruiters.
We have 4-year degrees, so you can finish here
or at another Penn State campus.
There's new scholarship money available.
And there's no application fee when you visit here.
Penn State Hazelton.
Download your application fee waiver at psu.edu/visit-hazelton.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
A donation drive is underway to help a family from Hazelton that lost everything in a fire. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
Volunteers have come together to help a family in need following a house fire in Hazelton last Thursday.
And the family pretty much lost clothing and pretty much all their material items. So I was contacted by Renee Fort, and she wants to get together with the fire department, and we're going to try and raise clothing items and monetary items for them. There's children in different age groups that they're going to obviously need clothing, and one of the girls in the residence is expecting a baby, I think next week or next month, so baby items will be also accepted. We reached out to PNC Bank, and what they're going to do is they're going to let us open up an account that after a certain period of time we'll close it. Whatever money we raise, we'll give that directly to the family as well.
According to Colombo, the firefighters in Hazelton, along with the Firefighters Union Local 507, are putting together a clothing drive to collect new items for the family.
Okay, we're asking for new clothing and the sizes, you'll show on the screen for a young boy, young girls, and the mother and father, of course. And also we're asking for new baby items or baby clothing because one of the occupants of the house is due to have a baby next month. And it could be dropped off at Berger Family Dealerships or Fairway Motors. 2 of the students in the house were part of our program that's run through the ResCare Workforce Service Agency out of CareerLink at the high school. And when I saw the address, I knew it was our students that participated in our program. So I immediately called Tony to see about assisting this family and these students in any way we can.
Like Colombo said, you can drop off monetary donations at any PNC Bank branch. In Hazelton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thanks, Gary. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, how can you protect your home from lightning strikes? Thanks to PPL for some tips coming up. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way, including sports here on WYLN.
All Care Home Care. The health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
WYLN Weather is sponsored by Coordinated Health. Coordinated Health. We make you better together.
Well, we got a storm right near the Hazleton area. I can see a lot of the dark clouds floating on by, but just out toward the west, I can already see a little bit of some clearing, a little bit of some sunshine, but there is a pretty good storm nearby. We'll show you where that is on radar. But first, the general graphic for today pretty much paints a picture of what we've expected. We got the chance of those showers and storms today, some of them becoming strong to severe. That's what we've had. That activity now starting to make its way out of our viewing area, with the exception of a couple of cells that are left on radar. You can see one up by the Tunkhannock area, which is producing some locally heavy downpours, and one right between Cunningham, just near the Freeland area, and just scooting toward the north of the Hazleton area, and one down in the southern part of Schuylkill County. The rest of the activity making its way out of the state of Pennsylvania. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our television station in Hazleton, we're sitting in at 73 degrees. Dew point numbers still well into the 60s, which means it feels muggier than what the actual air temperature indicates. In fact, we've picked up now 0.16 of an inch of precipitation since midnight. Our Coordinated Health Almanac page for the day: 81 and 67, 91 and 41 are the records. 5:33, sun will come up tomorrow. It's in the 90s. It is sizzling down in Philly. That's going to be short-lived because temperatures are going to start to cool down there. 84 now in Allentown, 82 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 83 in Williamsport. And notice the cooler air. Northwestern PA, where temperatures now are in the 70s. Still in the 80s in the Wyoming Valley area. Looking at the radar, there comes the showers and thunderstorms, and there they go. Bulk of the activity, the heaviest activity, just to the south of our viewing area in southern PA, really getting hammered. So we start to clear things out as we head through tonight and tomorrow, shaping up to be a pretty nice looking day across all of our viewing area. Notice the numbers tonight dropping down into the 50s in some areas. Tomorrow generally only in the 70s. Humidity levels will be significantly lower, so when you walk outside, it's going to feel much more comfortable than what we saw today. So overall, a nice looking Wednesday heading in our direction. And you can see exactly where all of the heat has been suppressed down toward the south, feeling more comfortable across our area. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Going into tomorrow, we'll be up to about 77, and then temperatures generally near 70 degrees, possibly in the lower 70s for the days that follow, and even cooler as we head into early next week. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the pick 222, the pick 3350, and the pick 4 3180. We'll continue to have more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau website at tourinapa.com for the listings of the many events you will find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals, hill climbs, tomato and kielbasa festivals, you will find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in PA website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. Luzerne County, you'll find it right here in Northeast PA.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2015 Forester 2.5 ICVT for only $222 per month from Fairway Subaru in Hazel Township.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru.
Our area has been experiencing powerful summer storms, and PPL Electric Utilities plans to work on minimizing lightning damage that affects service. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more on this story.
PPL Electric Utilities has announced that it is currently working on several ways to reduce the effects of lightning strikes to power lines. The transmission lines deliver electricity to approximately 3 million customers in eastern and central Pennsylvania. According to the National Lightning Detection Network, the powerful bolts strike nearly 500,000 times each year. The strikes can damage transformers and poles which interrupt service to customers. Some improvements that PPL is working on include adding a second overhead shield wire and all new and rebuilt transmission lines to help intercept more lightning strikes. The company also plans to improve how they ground transmission poles to reduce the effects of lightning and place arresters on lines that are most susceptible to strikes. Finally, PPL plans to use state-of-the-art software to ensure that new transmission lines are designed for optimal performance. To find out more information, you can visit pplelectric.com. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Coming up next, Eric DeBardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Today, new Baby Pens head coach Mike Sullivan met with the media after touring the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton facility. Sullivan is 47 and has vast coaching experience, but the last time he was behind an AHL bench was in 2003 with the Providence Bruins.
Was it that far? Man, does time fly. Well, for me, I think, and I've said this to a number of people over the last year or so, I think I'm a way better coach today than I was 12 years ago when I started. Simply because you go through life experiences and more specifically you go through coaching experiences, and you learn from your mistakes as much as you do your failure, as much as you do your successes, and I've certainly had my fair share of both. And so I think every season goes by, and as a coach, you sit back and you reflect on what you did well and where you might have done better, and you learn from those experiences. So I'm no different. I think the experiences that I can draw on today are much more substantive than they were 12 years ago when I was coming off a plane. So my hope is that I can bring the knowledge and the wealth of that experience to this opportunity here in Wilkes-Barre.
Last night, the Yankees' number 2 prospect, Aaron Judge, made his AAA debut as the Rail Riders returned home to host Louisville. In the first inning, Judge showing what he can do in the field. The 6'7", 275-pounder lays out for the snag. At the plate, Judge goes 1 for 4, including this infield single. But the learning curve is evident. Judge misjudges this one right here and can't make the diving catch. Bats go up 2 in the 5th. In the 6th, another close miss in the field, this time by Gregorio Petit. Louisville notches another 2 runs. Kyle Roller will go yard for the second day in a row. That's 11 home runs on the season, but the Rail Riders fall 4-2. Tonight, Scranton Wilkes-Barre take 2 against Louisville at PNC Field, while the IronPigs start a new series with the Buffalo Bisons. First pitch in both games scheduled for 7:05. In the pros, the Phillies bats have come alive the past 2 days, and they hope to keep that going against CC Sabathia and the Yankees tonight. Meanwhile, the Mets, losers of 5 straight and no longer in first place in the NL East, in Milwaukee for a matchup with the Brewers. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Go hog wild for IronPigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley IronPigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete IronPig schedule. Lehigh Valley IronPigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
I grew up in Pittston. I know what it takes to live in a small town. I know a lot of these people, and they know me.
And that's why I believe everyone should have access to high-quality, affordable health care. And why I'm pleased to tell you about a new choice, Coordinated Health. I want the very best for my family, friends, and neighbors, and I know Coordinated Health
will bring a new level of patient care to the Wyoming Valley.
Talk about all hail breaking loose. Back in 2003, boy, it's the largest hailstone on record in terms of its circumference. When you think about circumference is nothing more than a distance around. Like if you look at a circle, you measure the distance around a circle, that's a circumference. Take a look at this whopper, 18.75 inches in circumference. A distance around that hailstone, 7 inches wide. You don't want to be anywhere near it as that thing was coming down. Now the true weight of it, of course, still going to be unknown, because as those hailstones start to fall, of course they do melt because temperatures increase, and you also have some breakage going on, but still, that was one heck of a hailstone back in 2003 in Aurora, Nebraska. Some more statistics for you. How about this one? Philadelphia back in 1969, in just 10 minutes. They picked up 1.27 inches of rain, and we've had some rain out there, some thunderstorms, some lightning strikes. So you can see all the lightning strikes that we've been having across our area, and we still have one lone thunderstorm right between, say, Freeland and Weatherly area and just up toward the north, but the rest of the activity making its way out of our area. Hot in some locations, in the 90s. Elsewhere, temperatures cool down, and this cooler weather you see toward the northwest, that's going to be in our direction as we go into tomorrow. It's going to look pretty nice across our area. Low humidity levels, dew point numbers much lower, so when you walk outside, it's going to feel much cooler. The heat down toward the south. So it's going to feel pretty good out there tomorrow. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Much more comfortable for tomorrow. Lower humidity levels, lower temperature values, and then over the next several days, it's not looking too bad. And early next week, we may struggle just to make it out of the upper 60s for daytime high temperatures. So if you like the heat, you like the humidity, well, we at least put a temporary hold on it for now, and we replace it with much more comfortable conditions. Some of those overnight lows actually not doing too bad, 40s and 50s. So maybe open up the window and let some of the fresh air in.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's something else to say about that week. It's really nice. I know there's some Little League playoff games. Yeah. Get the kids out there.
District 18 starts up this Friday, all age groups, and we'll be there for the highlights and have scores every night. But exciting to see some of that. And also Legion baseball starting up. High school season over, still a lot going on.
Oh, definitely get the kids out there. And it's nice weather out there for it. You said the humidity will be down.
Sure thing. Yep.
Not too bad out there. So I can't wait to see, because some of those games get pretty intense for Little League. So you'll see the next big stars that are going to hit the high school.
There we go.
All right, sounds good. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you back.